basically, it sounds like she was going to out you for having sex with her.
I ain't really like that.
None of your friends or close associates or anything know that you are interested in any type of stuff like this?
Meet Sean, a man so desperate to hide his sexuality that he will kill the person who knew it. Because right now, he's telling the detectives he barely knew her.
So I guess you've never been to this hotel then, right?
No, I ain't never been there.
What he doesn't realize is that the detectives know more about the case than they let on.
Do you know this person?
I mean, I like said that person weed.
Have you ever been accused of anyone?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Y'all trying to accuse me of a murder?
But detectives have no idea what kind of case they're dealing with. Because the deeper they look, the more they uncover a secret Sean was willing to protect.
Jacksonville 911, what's your emergency?
Hi, ma'am. This is Dixon, staying on St. John's Town Center. So I just had a guest come up to me, and they told me that one of our other guests has been shot. He's in room 304. She's in room 304.
Okay, have you seen the person to know that they were shot?
Oh, no, sir. I just had a guest. I can let you talk to them right now.
Okay, what's the address of where you're at, sir?
It's 120 Skinner Lake Drive.
On February 4th, 2018, Jacksonville police were dispatched to the Extended Stay America on Skinner Lake Drive after reports of gunshots inside one of the rooms.
We heard 3 shots. You know what I'm saying? I went down to the room. Apparently the door was still open. I looked in. The girl is on the ground. I didn't touch her. I didn't do anything. I came straight to the front desk.
Okay, so you didn't see the person with the gun. You just saw the victim who was shot and then came running down.
Yeah, the girl. It was the guy that ran out the room.
When officers arrived, they found 36-year-old Erica Walker, known to friends as Celine, unresponsive from multiple gunshot wounds. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Detectives began working the case from the inside out, the hotel room, the hallway, and every trace left behind. This led them to a 21-year-old man named Sean Bernard Phoenix, a Jacksonville native who grew up in the Moncrief neighborhood. Celine was a transgender woman who lived her life in peace, and the people who loved her would later describe her as someone who deserved to be respected for who she was. Celine embraced her identity fully and authentically. Like many others, she worked to support herself independently. She lived her life openly and authentically as a woman, and her identity deserved to be respected in both life and death. At the time of Celine's death, Sean was already facing a charge for shooting into an occupied dwelling, and over the next few hours, watch how he will slowly talk himself into trouble.
I'm going to show you a couple people and see if you recognize any of these people, and maybe if you do, maybe you can tell me how you recognize them or where you recognize them from. We'll start with this person. Is this somebody that you recognize? No? Okay. Is this someone, I guess I would be safe to say, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if you don't recognize this person, I'm taking it that, do you know this person?
I think I used to like serve that person weed.
You think you used to sell them weed?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the person's name?
No.
No? Okay. How would you communicate with them for the purposes of selling weed?
They'll come to me about weed.
They would just call you?
No, they'll come to me.
They would come to you?
Yeah.
But, I mean, they would have to be able to find you somehow.
Yeah.
So how would they find you, I guess, is my... Just so I kind of understand how this works.
They'll call my flip phone.
They would call you? Okay. Now, when you say a flip phone, we talking like the old style, old phones or whatever?
Right.
Okay. Okay. So, I guess when was the last time you would say that you maybe sold weed to this person?
I ain't see that person in a minute. A while.
A while? Like, and I don't expect you to give me an exact day, but would you say like a month?
No, longer than that. I ain't seen him in a while.
Okay. Can you give me an estimate of how long it's been?
Year, I guess.
A year. Okay. All right, that's fair. And would that be the kind of the sole basis of your relationship with this person? Would just be the purposes of doing drug transactions?
Right.
Okay, so no other type of interaction, relationship, anything like that?
No.
Okay. So when you guys would meet up to do, or when this person would come to you, or she would come to you, or you would meet to do drug transactions, would it normally take place in a particular location, or would it vary? How would that go?
They'll just come out in the neighborhood.
In the neighborhood? Where, when you say the neighborhood, where?
Just Moncrief.
In Moncrief? Is there a particular area in Moncrief? I mean, I know it kind of spreads out. So
Park.
The park? Now, when you say the park, which park are we talking about?
Salmon Johnson.
Simon Johnson? Okay. So that's where she would come meet up with you. Do you know a name or nickname or anything like that?
Money.
Money? Okay, is that what they call you? Is that what she calls you?
No, but she told me to call her. Money.
Told you to call her Money. Okay, all right. And then, so y'all would just meet up there. Did you ever meet up anywhere, any other parts of town?
No.
Okay, all right. No, I think I asked you this before, but no other relationship other than that, right? Never, not a girlfriend?
No.
Not somebody anybody that you'd be interested in?
No.
No? Ever had sex with her?
No.
Sean, you're telling me you don't recognize your own secret lover? Oh, so you're going to pretend she doesn't exist? Is that how you're trying to get out of this? At the time of the interview, Sean was already in custody on an unrelated shooting charge.
This is an actual picture of the hotel right here. Does that look familiar to you at all?
No.
Okay. Have you ever rented a room at any hotels over in the St. John's Town Center area?
No.
None
No,
over
no.
there at all?
No, sir.
Okay. So I guess you've never been to this hotel then, right?
Mhm.
This doesn't look like someplace that you would visit or
No, I ain't never been there.
vacation or anything like that? Okay. So let me ask you this, and again, I want to make sure you understand kind of the gravity of the situation where we are, okay? But nobody's here to judge you about anything that people do in their personal lives, okay? I don't work in the vice unit, we're not the moral police and all that stuff. I know a bunch of young guys that, kind of screw around and do stuff maybe that, I don't know, behind a girl's backs or whatever like that. I'm sure you're probably like most dudes, right? You got a cell phone?
Right.
You probably got some private stuff in there that you don't want anybody seeing, right?
Right.
So in order to do that, you probably, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but do you ever loan your cell phone out to people and let them take your phone for extended periods of time?
Oh, no.
No. And why not?
People like be nosy.
They're nosy, right? You don't want them to see your business.
Right.
Okay. So the, in addition to that, is there anything else that, like, aside from the privacy issues with your phone where you don't want people seeing your business, is there anything that you would do that maybe like you wouldn't tell somebody about, like your girl or somebody like that about? What about specifically, like, you ever use dating websites? Never? Like Plenty of Fish, Tinder, Backpage. Of course, Backpage is shut down, but Backpage, have you ever used Backpage? No dating sites or anything like that? So if you were going to try to meet a girl or something, how would you do that? What would be your game?
I'm gonna talk to girls that I know.
Huh?
I'm gonna talk to girls that I know. Facebook.
Okay, through Facebook.
Yeah.
Any other platform, whether it's social media or a place that you would go hang out and look for particular people or anything like that? Nothing like that. Okay. So, you've never used Backpage?
No.
Never used Tinder? Plenty of Fish? Okay. The cell phone that you have now, how long have you had that phone? I mean, like a couple weeks?
Yeah, about a month.
What's the phone number you got right now? What's that one?
I've been here.
Okay, so you don't remember it? Okay, do you remember any other phone numbers that you've used in the past? If I was to show you a phone number that might ring a bell? This is actually it right here. 446-6497, does that ring a bell?
Yeah, that phone got stolen.
Okay.
What's the number again?
446-6497. Do you remember when it got stolen?
Wait, what service that phone with?
So it had been with Cricket / AT&T. They're owned by the same company.
Yeah, that phone got stolen.
Okay. Do you remember when it got stolen?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
And I know I left it in the car one day. My car hot. Got my phone. That's when I was in UPS.
I got you.
Notice how the detective mentioned the site Backpage twice. Detectives will often repeat an important detail like this to see how a suspect reacts. Because Backpage is exactly how these two connected, Sean used the site to set up a meeting with Celine.
I saw where you got arrested a couple times recently for some stuff. And again, I'm not here to talk to you about this, but it sounds like you've kind of been accused of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we're certainly not here to accuse you of anything. But I did want to clear one thing up, though. So the only relationship you have with this person was for the purpose of... Okay. Have you ever been accused of being involved in anything other than drug transactions?
No.
You've never been accused of like running a shoplifting ring,
No.
credit card scam.
No.
I think you're currently on a shooting charge, so you've been accused of a shooting charge, right?
Right.
Have you ever been accused of shooting anyone? Because I think your current charge is shooting into a dwelling, right?
Right.
Have you ever been accused of shooting at a person?
Think that's the same thing, you know?
Well, I don't know. I think as I read it, it's an occupied dwelling, so it's
That's the same thing as shooting at a person?
Okay. Have you ever been accused of killing anyone?
Oh, no.
Okay. And so then I guess it would be safe to say, have you ever killed anyone?
No.
Okay. And you didn't kill this person, right?
No.
Okay. All right. All right, man. Yeah, I'll show one. There's another lady here. I don't know if you recognize that person.
What?
Doesn't look familiar to you?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. Not even as somebody that maybe through drug trades or anything like that?
No,
Never seen that person?
No, never met that person.
Okay.
Y'all trying to accuse me of a murder?
And did we say that?
Nah, but
It's just,
it's just weird I get caught at.
yeah, well, I mean, it's just, we've got to do follow up on everything that is associated with the case.
No, you are innocent. You didn't kill anyone. So, was it your alter ego, like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing, right? Are you going to start blaming spirits next? Sean thought the only person who knew his secret was Celine, but before anyone could confront him, he made sure one crucial piece of evidence would never be found.
When you expressed some interest in talking to us again, you told me that you wanted to talk to us about a girl.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to show you a picture of the girl, and I want to make sure that we are referring to the same person. Is this the person you were referring to when you said the girl?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What would you like to talk to me about as it relates to the girl? Let's start with what happened.
Went over there.
Okay. When you would say there, where is there? And if you would just speak, I'm a little old. You see all this gray hair, so I'm a little old. So if you just kind of speak up for me so I can.
To the hotel.
Okay. When you say, which hotel?
Just the American Stay.
The hotel that I showed you, the extended stay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you went to the extended stay. And when you got there, did you meet up with this person?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of listen to you. You just tell me in your own words, basically, what happened on that day. Hey, I get it, bro. It's hard. You're in a tight spot, man. Okay. It's unfortunately what happened.
Yes, that went left.
Okay. When you say it went left, what happened?
Just words.
Okay.
Made a deal and it went left.
Okay. Now, when you say you made a deal, what kind of deal are we talking about?
Paid for something that didn't.
Okay. What did you pay for? It's okay. We're not the sex police. We're not okay. It's not a trick or anything. So you just tell me. We gotta listen to me. We gotta talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. Okay. And I understand it's an uncomfortable situation, but we have to cover everything. All right. I'm gonna tell you this. We already know everything except the why. We know the who, what, when, where, and how. All right. So let's talk about all that, and then we'll talk about why. Okay? We know who. Okay? We know who. All right? We know what happened, to a degree. All right? So tell us what happened and why it happened.
Yes, and it went.
Okay. So you had sex with her. Okay. Did you have sex on more than one occasion, or was it just that occasion?
Just that occasion.
Okay. And not to be too grotesque or whatever, I'm not trying to get in the middle of your business, but can you describe the sexual act that y'all had?
I got some head.
Okay. So when you say you got head, you did what? You let her let her suck your dick?
Right.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Again, I want you to understand. I'm not going to ask you something I don't already know.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not suggesting that you're you're not being truthful with us, but I think it has been a little while, but I also think it's a little embarrassing for you. But I want you to understand that we're not here to judge you.
Right.
Okay? So what else happened other than that? Or what other type of sexual encounter happened other than that?
That was it.
Just hit?
No, after we had sex.
Okay. Describe to me how y'all had sex.
I went hit her and she hit me.
Okay. And then what happened?
I got right up, ready to go. Said something. Next time bring more money or else.
Next time what?
Bring more money or else.
How much did you guys agree on for the sex?
40.
40? Was that agreed on for a particular service, a period of time, or how do you come up with that?
I just came down to I had $40.
Okay. Let's backtrack just a second. How did you find her?
I forget what website.
Okay. But you found her on a website. So it's not somebody that you knew before this. All right. So you go over there, and is the agreement that you make, is it made before you get there on the price, or is it made once you get there on the price? Once you get there? Okay. Do you remember what room she was in?
Yeah.
You remember if it was on the first floor or the second floor?
Down on the first floor.
First floor. Okay. So you get there, y'all have sex. Now you said you hit her, she hits you. I need you to be a little bit more descriptive.
I had sex with each other.
Okay. So obviously you're not a female.
Mm.
So in order for, and again, you're kind of forcing me to, just tell us what happened. All right. Tell me, describe it.
Really? Stuff that wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay.
When you say that, you got to tell us what that stuff was.
So you guys started to have words.
Right.
All right. And what happened as you were having words?
She said something, went to calling somebody.
Who was she calling?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, what
And
was
then I
something?
tried to,
Obviously, it was something that triggered a response from you.
Right.
And what was it that did it make you mad? What she said?
Yeah.
Sean thinks explaining everything will make him look cooperative. Once he locks himself into a story, the detectives can verify or disprove each detail. And Sean is a lot more confident in his memory than he probably should be. Now there is embarrassment in the mix because Celine threatened to out Sean. Hey, she wasn't getting paid enough to put up with Sean? He's quite the cheapskate. Sean managed to turn one of the smallest transactions imaginable into a WWE-style fight. The part you need to remember is this. Sean wasn't brought back for interrogation. He came back on his own.
What did she say that made you so mad?
I tell everybody, and like try to take a picture of me, then like try to swing on me and all that.
Okay, so basically, it sounds like she was going to out you for having sex with her. Is that what it is? That, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
Right.
Okay, so she tries to out you for basically she's going to put you out there,
Right.
and then that didn't sit well with you.
Right.
Okay, and why is that?
I ain't really like that.
Okay, so does none of your friends or close associates or anything know that you
No.
are interested in any type of
No.
stuff like this?
No.
Okay, so it would be safe to say that you didn't want them to know about that, right? Okay. So what happened next?
I shot her.
Okay. Where did you shoot her?
Again,
Like on the body?
in the stomach and the head.
Okay. How many times did you shoot?
2.
Okay. What type of gun did you shoot?
I don't remember.
Well, I mean, is it
I
a...
don't remember.
Okay, is it a revolver?
No.
Is it semi-automatic?
No.
Well, it has to be one or the other.
Yeah, same name.
Okay. Let me ask you this before we... So you seem a little bit confused. Do you know the difference between a revolver and a semi-automatic?
Yes.
What is the...
They ain't had no hammer.
What...
It went no revolver.
The gun you had did
Right.
not. It was a semi-automatic.
Right.
Meaning that the bullets feed up through the handle. So, like the revolver has the cylinder
Yeah, I know.
where you pull it.
It
and
fit through the handle.
Yes. Okay. But you don't remember what kind of gun, make, or anything like that? Was it a big gun or a small gun?
Big gun.
Big gun. When you say, is it larger than what the police, what we carry? Or is it
Same size.
same size? Okay. And you don't have, no clue what make or model it was? Okay. You shot twice?
Twice.
Are you sure? Okay. Is it possible that you shot more or less than that?
I just remember shooting away.
Okay. And why did you shoot her? Just be honest.
Shit, I feel like I had to do.
Okay. But why? Because you didn't want your secret
Right.
to get exposed?
Right.
So that's why, right? You were concerned that
Right.
if
Yeah.
if you didn't do that, then your secret was going to be all over, and that would probably tarnish your reputation in your circle of friends.
Yeah.
Okay. So at no point your life wasn't in danger.
But she did hit me a couple times.
But not to the point where you felt correct. So you didn't feel like she was capable of killing you. Y'all were just upset with each other.
I don't know what you're capable of.
Oh, I understand that. But at the heat of the moment, was your life when you pulled that trigger, when you made the decision?
I tried to lead her.
Okay. But when you made the decision to pull that trigger, your life was not in danger at that point. Your reputation was more important than that, right? And I don't want to put words in your mouth. I just want to make sure I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. When you left, after you shot her, what happened?
I ran into the car and left.
Okay. Where was your car parked? If I were to show you an aerial map of the hotel, would you be able to show me where the car was parked?
It was part of our room.
Okay. Again, I could probably pull up an aerial shot, but so if you look here, her room was about right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me where over here, anywhere in this? So I'm going to just draw a line. This is kind of the perimeter of the property right here, and I'm not a very good drawer, but this goes all the way around the property. This is the road that kind of drives through the property. Can you describe to me maybe where? Right over in here?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of car were you in?
I don't even really.
Okay. Was it your car?
No.
Do you know whose car it may have been?
I forgot what car I had.
Okay. You remember what color it was?
Black.
Black. Was it a big car or a small car?
Small.
Small car? Okay.
In a homicide investigation, disposing of a weapon immediately after an incident can be interpreted as consciousness of guilt. Prosecutors often argue that getting rid of the weapon shows someone knew exactly how damaging that evidence could be.
Where did you go when you left?
Mm.
Do you remember? Do you remember what day of the week this happened on? Or what day it was? You don't? Okay. Is there a reason you didn't stay at the scene?
I just killed somebody.
Okay, but that makes sense. I mean, I was just curious. I want to get back to the kind of the introduction of how you met. You met on a website. I just want to make sure I understand. You met on a website, right? I just need you to hear me out. Bear with me for a couple minutes, okay? You met on a website. You found it to be someone you're interested in. Were you texting or call? What was the communication?
I don't even remember.
Okay, all right. So at some point you meet up. You agree to have sex for $40. After the sex was done, words were exchanged. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. During the exchange of words, would it be safe to say that something got a little physical between the two of you?
Yes.
Who initiated the physical altercation? She did? Okay. Did she have any weapons?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you see a weapon?
No, but she tried to go in the bed and grab something.
Do you remember what she was wearing?
No.
Was she clothed?
Yeah.
She had on clothes. You sure?
I don't know.
Okay. Because it was pretty soon after the sex act. Right? Was she standing when you shot her?
Yeah.
Standing up. Where were you guys in the room when the shooting happened? Do you remember? Was it
By the door, I guess. I don't know.
by the door? Okay. So, and just again to recap, the reason you shot her was for fear of her exposing your secret of having sex with a transgender person.
Okay.
And you were worried that, so it wasn't, okay. Do you remember calling, do you know why I showed you a picture of Tavares? All right. Do you remember calling him at or around the time that this happened?
I don't remember.
Okay. That's the only reason I did that. I showed that to you, was just to see if you could maybe remember why. What happened to the gun that was used?
Sold it to somebody.
Okay. Do you know who you
I
sold
don't
it to?
remember.
Okay. Was it soon after the shooting happened that you sold it? Okay.
Yes.
How much did you sell it for? Okay. Do you know where the do you remember where the transaction took place?
It was on the
Okay. Okay. And you don't remember how much you got for it? Let me ask you this. During the time that you were having sex in the room, were you aware that any of that was being videotaped?
Nope.
You weren't? Okay. At any point, did you wear a condom?
Yeah.
You did? At any point, did you not wear a condom?
No.
Okay. Did you outside of a condom?
No.
Okay. Not that you remember, or no, you don't remember. Okay. All right. Were you there by yourself? Did anyone go to the hotel with you? You went by yourself.
Yeah.
So it was just you and her in the room.
Right.
Okay. Do you remember if it was light or dark when you?
Light, dark.
You don't remember? Or,
Light.
do you remember about approximately how long you were at the hotel? How long were y'all there together?
Like 20 minutes.
Huh?
Like 20 minutes.
Okay, so it was a pretty short period of time. I got you. And I hate to keep jumping around, but I just want to make sure I'm kind of understanding some things. During that 20, was it kind of like, hey, you walk right in and y'all get right down?
Yeah.
So, do you remember any text messages before, after, anything like that? Okay. When the physical altercation took place, did she have anything in her hands at that point, or was it just kind of bare hands shoving each other?
Nah, she was punching and tried to reach under the bed for something.
You gotta hold your head up.
You gotta hold it.
She was
Yeah.
punching and tried to reach under the bed for something.
Notice how the detective keeps asking him about the means of communication between him and Celine. This is important because he had lied about someone stealing his cell phone. Accepting that he had his cell phone would mean accepting that he lied to the detective's faces. Not a good look on Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, I'll admit. His reputation is worth killing someone, so lying wouldn't be a good look on him too, right?
When you say try to reach under the bed for something, what do you, I mean, can you kind of describe a little bit better to me?
Like, can't reach for the bed.
Okay.
Was there any comments made as to what they were reaching for? Were they saying anything like,
He
I'm
said,
gonna
I
kill
got-
you or something as
I
they were
got
reaching?
something for you. You got something for you. That's it.
So he was saying, I got something for you as he's reaching for under the bed.
But at any point, did she have the opportunity to get under the bed?
No.
Okay.
I left her when I shot.
Okay. But when you shot, were you guys facing each other?
Yeah.
Okay. So were you both standing? Do you remember how far apart you were?
Same distance me and you.
So about as close as we are? And you just, let me ask you this, where was the gun while you were having sex?
In my pants. Shorts.
Okay, so did you leave your shorts on, or did you take them off and just leave the gun in your shorts?
It was in my pocket in my shorts.
Okay. So we're talking the distance that you and I are sitting from each other was how close you were when you fired the shots.
Right.
And what was your aiming point when you fired that shot?
And I just ain't.
You just aimed? So if you and I are sitting in this similar position and you were to extend your arm out like you were shooting, can you just kind of demonstrate for me how you would have done it? Okay. All right. And you just remember firing 2 shots? Okay. Do you remember what you were wearing that night by chance? No, and I know that's probably not a fair question, because if you asked me what I was wearing 3 days ago, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you, much less a year and a half ago. And I'm sure you probably thought this day would probably never come around. I don't know if you did or didn't, but I can assure you that a lot of work has gone into this case. And like I explained to you earlier, I certainly appreciate you taking the time to come in here and tell us this. It's a very, very unfortunate situation all the way around, because I'm quite sure that if you had this to do all over again, that it would be entirely different. Okay? Unfortunately, it's not. But this can be the beginning of the healing process for everybody. And I know that sounds odd, the situation that you're sitting in. But when we talk about that, I talk about with it in respect to, we talked about the embarrassment factor with your family. I'm sure the last thing you want is your mom or somebody else to see the sex tape or know the intimate details of what happened in there. And I get that, okay? And we want to try to minimize that as much as we can for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that happened there that we should know about?
That's it.
Okay. Now, obviously, there's a lot that goes into these investigations. Okay, and there's a lot of evidence that we have that corroborates and supports what you're telling us. Okay, which is why we have elected to come to you and talk to you, just to get some input from you and hear your side of the story. But more importantly, what I'd like to know is, what else has happened aside from this? Is this the only time that this has happened?
That's the only time I killed somebody.
Okay, that's the only time you've
That's
killed
the only
someone?
time I did.
Okay. Have there been occasions where you have shot other people that they have, and they just haven't died?
No, that's the only person I killed.
Okay.
It's the only person I killed.
Okay. What else do you have on?
Have you had any other encounters with any other transgenders?
No.
Was that the first time you?
Yes.
What made you decide to try this night?
And
Okay, so you were not around on Ellis Street with any other transgenders before or after this?
who?
Or with any more girls like
no,
this?
No, sir.
And you didn't shoot anyone else?
No, sir.
Okay. The gun that you had, where did you get that gun from?
Mm-hmm. It was, no, a long time ago.
Okay. And you don't remember who you sold it to either?
No, sir.
Okay. And prior to this night, how long have you had that gun roughly? Week, month, year?
For the first time, Sean suggests he believed Celine might have been reaching for a weapon, an explanation that now contrasts with his earlier claim that his life was never in real danger. This is Sean's newly made-up explanation for a murder he first claimed never happened. The investigation ultimately led prosecutors to charge Sean Bernard Phoenix with second-degree murder in the shooting death of Celine Walker. After months of legal proceedings, Phoenix pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 35 years in prison, according to Duval County court records. A charge of tampering with evidence was later dropped. During his sentencing, Phoenix apologized to Celine's family for all the pain he had caused. But for those who loved her, no apology could undo what happened inside that hotel room on February 4th, 2018. Celine was 36 years old. She lived openly and authentically as a transgender woman, embracing her identity despite the risks that often come with it. Her life was not defined by her courage to live as herself. Our hearts go out to Celine's family, her friends, and everyone who loved her. May she be remembered with dignity, with truth, and with the respect she always deserved. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here.